Hello everyone, my name is Nabil Mark. I'm the Media and Communications Manager for the State College Area School District, and today I'm here to tell you about the SchoolMessenger program. We're going to go through step by step how to use the program, how to compose messages, and get communications out to all of our families. This is a new program within the district, so we've implemented first with the principals and the communications team, and now we're rolling it out to more people in the district, such as secretaries, librarians, nurses, and people like that. So let's get started. So the SchoolMessenger program, the first thing you're going to need to do is log in. And in order to find the link to log in, you just need to go to our resources on our website. And under the staff links, we've added the link right here called SchoolMessenger Login. So when you go here, you don't have your password set up. So what you'll need to do is click the Forget Your Password button. That will take you to log in here with your username. It's not your full email address, it's just the first part of your email. So for me, it would be NKM13. Confirm your username and hit send. That will send you an email and you follow the prompts to set up your new password. Once you've done that, you can go back to here and re-log in to the SchoolMessenger program. So that's what I'm going to do now. We've set up a generic account here for the training that will mimic the access that most of you will have. So when you log into the program, you're going to see this dashboard. It looks like this. The program is actually fairly simple to use once you've used it a couple of times. So the primary use for this program is to be sending communications out to our families. You can send an email out. You can only email with this. The program does have the capability to text and phone call, but only people with higher level of access, such as principals, can do that. All you're going to be able to do with this program is email. And this is replacing all the other communications tools that you've been using to email your parents and guardians. This will be used to email parents and guardians. You can do grade level, you can do entire building. What you cannot use this program for is to email faculty and staff. If you want to email faculty and staff, you're going to need to use the Gmail lists that are pre-populated in our Gmail. So as we move forward here, after you've logged in, now you're ready to send a message. So there's a big red button here, kind of orangish, that says New Broadcast. So what you're going to do is click this red button to initiate sending a message. This window will pop up. So before you send a message out, what I normally do and what I would suggest that you do is you pre-write your message in a Google Doc. So if I scroll over to this tab, I've set up a generic message here. You want to have your subject, and then you have the body of your text here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the subject and copy it. That's Command-C for those of you that don't know the quick key. And the subject. You do not have to do it this way. If it's a simple message, you could just compose it in here. But I always like to be thoughtful and write out the message ahead of time so that I'm ready to go once I'm into the SchoolMessenger program. So I'll paste that subject line in here. The next thing below it is general. You don't need to change this. This is the default. There aren't any other choices, so you really just leave this one alone. So then the next thing you need to do is you need to decide who this message is going to. For most of you, you'll either be sending an entire building email out, or you'll be sending out to particular grade levels. So in order to do that, the first step would be to go down to here to add message recipients. So the first thing you do is go down, and we're always going to use, there's different ways to do this, but custom rules will be the easiest one for you. You pick custom rules, new window pops up, and it gets you to select a field. So when you click this, this is how you can determine who or how you're going to add the people that you want to send this message to. But what's really important here is that some of you that are watching this video have access to multiple buildings. So you always need to go to school first. Because, for instance, in this case, this person has Coral Street, Easterly, and Fairmont Avenue. So you want to select the school. Some of you will only have one school in here. Some of you have multiple ones. So you would select the school is Coral Street we'll use in this instance. Save. So now we have one rule. The rule is the message is going to all Coral Street. But in this case, we want to add a second rule. If you were to add the recipients and send this out right now, it would send to everyone in Coral Street Elementary. But you can differentiate that and just send to first grade or third grade or fifth and fourth, however you want, by adding a new rule. So if we added a new rule, and this time we're going to pick grade is in first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Kindergarten is at the bottom. It's indicated as KD. If in some instances you might see a KA, that means it's a half-day kindergarten. You would want to select both KA and KD. So right now we have kindergarten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the whole school of Coral Street Elementary. So I'm going to click Save. So now you see who we're sending this message to. The school is Coral Street. The grade is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I am going to click now Add these recipients. So now I see down here I have my subject, generals chosen, and grade is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, KD. If you want to always be copied on the message so that you know it's been sent, you can hit this Add Me button, and it will add you on, and you'll get a copy of the message as well. You'll also know after the process is complete and the message has been sent, you'll get a confirmation email from SchoolMessenger that says your job has been complete, and it'll actually have a PDF in there of all the people that your message was sent to, which is a really nice feature because sometimes people say they didn't get the message, but you can actually go back to reference that and it will say either yes they did or no they didn't, and in some cases the people have blocked the email address, so you would want to tell them to unblock the email address. So now we have our message here, and the next step in this one is really important. The way the SchoolMessenger program works is that it identifies students. It's not sending to parents, it's always sending to students. So the student is the primary person, and that's what this number is here. The count. So the count is grade 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at Coral Street. Right now I have contacts and guardians. The contacts means the students and the guardians. So I want to change that to, you click here, let me do that again just so you can see. You always want the target to be changed to associated guardians. And then you hit update. So now the number changed and it's to guardians only. And the number is reflecting 372 because that's how many students are in that building. When the message gets sent, keep in mind that a lot of students have 2 guardians associated with their account. So the actual number of emails that will go out might be much larger than 372. But once again, you just after you do this step, you want to change the target recipients to associated guardians. Otherwise, your email will go to the students. So we'll do that. Guardians only. So we have our message here. It's got a subject. We know who it's going to. Now we're just going to hit continue. This is the next box here, and right here is the email box. You're just going to hit the plus or anywhere in this box really, and it will open a window to compose your email. It will default, this is a test setup, a generic account that isn't real that we made up. It will default to your name and your email address. You want to leave your name and your email address in there because this email is coming from you. So people expect that when it's coming through from you, if they reply to you, that it will be going to you. You do not need a reply to email in there. It will default back to whatever the from email is. The subject comes through, generic message to be sent. So the next thing I'm going to do is we have the body of our text down here. And like I said, you can always just type this in on the fly if you want, but my course of action is always to pre-write it in a Google Doc. So I'm going to go back to the subject of the body of my email here and hit copy. That's Command C. And then I'm going to paste it in here, which would be Command V. Now this is a little bit of a glitch with the system for the SchoolMessenger program that there's no way around. When you paste a message in, it double spaces certain things, as you see here, and it makes it bold. So when you paste in, you always have to highlight everything, which would be Command A. We'll select everything in there. And then there's this little TX button here. When you hit that, it makes it regular text. So to get rid of the bolding, you highlight everything, you hit the TX, then you need to go through and take out the double spacing. Now, when you want something single spaced, it defaults to double space, as you see what I just did. The way you bring in single spacing is actually the same way that you bring in single spacing with our Site Manager program with our websites. You return, and then you hit Shift Return, and it will single space it. Once again, you go back, hold down the Shift key, and hit Return, and it will single space your message. So now we've got our message in there. It looks good. We have our name, our email address. We have the subject. Now, one thing about if you have an attachment on your message, I usually would write in here where it is and then insert the attachment there. So I'm going to just do that right here. So see attachment. So what I'll do is I'll highlight that and hit the attach button, and I'm going to go browse, and there's a test PDF that I made here. I'm going to open that, and you can't just hit OK from here. You have to hit upload. It tells you success, then hit OK. And it renamed it. So I'm sorry, I should have done that at the end. So let's just try that one more time. It renamed it because that's the name of the PDF. So let's say see attachment here. So what I'm going to do is just click right there behind it, hit attach, choose the display name for your file as it appears in your link. So what we can do is take this and copy that, hit the attach, and then we'll paste that text back in there so it says see attachment here. We'll go get that file again, test PDF, upload. That's important. You have to hit upload and OK. So now it's there. Your attachment is there. So now that the message is ready to go, the last thing that you're going to do is you're going to hit preview. And this will show you exactly what the message is going to look like as an email. It has the from, it has the subject, it has the body. The one thing that will not work with this is if you try to click the attachment and view it, it won't work. You won't see it. You just have to trust that it's there and that it will work. And it does. But the preview does not work with attachments or links. One thing about links, if I had a link here in my Google Doc, so say I had a link to our website, in this, if I copy this and paste it in, I'm just going to replace this part because that's what I have. You see that that link came through. If you have a link in your Google Doc and you paste it in, it will come through and work in the SchoolMessenger program. And since I did this, I'll just review with you really quick. It comes in as bold, so you just have to highlight it, hit the TX button, and you're back to regular text. And that link is active and will work. And I preview it one more time, and you see that it looks good. So I close. I'm confident it all looks well. I hit save. Now, you might not remember, but when we first went in here, this box was just a either white or tan color, or gray color. Now the box is green and it has a check mark in it. That means that you have done everything proper and the message is good. It won't turn green and give you the check mark if you're missing something. If you're missing a subject, if you're missing an email or something like, or your reply to your email address. So green means go, basically. So next we hit the continue button. And you will see, here's the subject of my message. It's going to be sent out to 373 people. And this is where you want to check this number. If you're sending to one grade and you see the recipient count is 373, that's a problem. And you need to go back and look and see what you did. This number should indicate I'm sending this message out to everyone at Coral Street. And remember, it goes by students. So there's approximately 373 students at Coral Street Elementary. So that looks about right. It might be off a little bit. So as long as it generally looks good, if it said 10 or 20, I would say, there's a problem here. Something's wrong. So it's telling me that with this email, that I have an email message here. Once again, these fields over here for phone and SMS, those you do not have access to. You don't have to worry about them. This box is default checked, and that's what I spoke of before. Email me report of this job upon its completion. Once you send this message, when it goes through, which goes very quickly, it will only take a couple minutes for this whole message to come out. You'll get an email completion with a report of who received the message. So that's a very nice feature of this. The skip duplicate email phone, just leave that checked. In the save message content, you don't need to check that. Just leave these as default. So now your message is ready to go, and you have two options. You can just hit send now, and it will send, or you can schedule it for later. I'm not going to hit the send now message because I'm not sure actually if we have this set up to actually send a message, but I suspect that it would. So I'm not going to do that. I will hit the schedule. If you hit the schedule to send later, it's going to give you here a time that you can schedule the later. So you can either move this bar. I want this message to go out at 2:15. The end time doesn't really matter. It's going to send it at the start time. Okay? So you can just move this, and then you can also set the date. You click in the date box. I want to send this message tomorrow at 3 p.m. So you just do that, and then you hit submit scheduled message, and it will schedule it. Now here's why scheduling is important, and just make note of this. There's a lot of different reasons you might want to schedule, but just a couple things that you probably want to keep in mind. First of all, you don't want to send out multiple communications all at the same time. We've found that if you send a bunch of emails to parents back to back to back to back, they usually just delete them. So schedule them out. If you have 3 emails that you need to go out in one day, schedule one for 8 a.m., one for 10, and one for noon. So another thing is you can work ahead. If you're doing work Monday morning, but you know a message needs to go out Thursday, and you know you're going to be really busy Thursday, you might not have time to it, you can schedule a message a week, 2 weeks, whenever. Schedule it ahead of time, and it will go out, and you don't need to worry about it anymore. Another thing to really think about, and this one's really important for our IT department, some messages that you send out require parents to log in to either Hack or other programs. If you're sending a message out to a parent that requires them to log in somewhere, you don't want to send those messages after school hours or on the weekend, because 9 times out of 10, there's certain parents out there that you're sending a message to that have forgot their password, forgot their login, and the help desk is not available during those times. So anytime you're sending a message that you want to go out that might need help desk support, you need to do that Monday through Friday during regular business hours, and preferably by 1 o'clock or in the day. That way the IT has the time to support them should they need help logging in. So basically that is it. If I hit send now, the message will go out and everything will be fine. So as we move back, I'm back up on your screen. I just wanted to say thank you for watching this training. As usual with everything, for always, if you have trouble logging in or you're needing logging issues support with this, you need to email the help desk or call the help desk and they'll support you with that. If you have questions about how to use this program, you can feel free to email or call me anytime. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a good day.